There's nothing wrong with loving popular anime. After all, a lot of it is popular for good reason. That said, sometimes it's nice to branch out a bit and try out some great non-mainstream anime instead. Yes, you can still enjoy Tokyo Ghoul and Sword Art Online, but if you're hungry for something else, perhaps try expanding your horizons. There's good anime no one has seen out there, and not all of it can be found on Crunchyroll. The best obscure anime come from all genres. Are you in the mood for a slice-of-life anime about a high school music club that isn't K-On? Try Tari Tari. What about an emotionally wrenching seinen thriller about a group of boys in a juvenile detention center? Rainbow, Nishirokubo no Shishinen is a great choice. Do you want to watch a robot try to become an idol? Try Miss Monochrome. There are great under-the-radar anime for every taste and preference. If you want to see some good anime not a lot of people have seen, check out this list. Who knows, you might even find a new favorite. 7. Comical Psychosomatic Medicine. If you're even a little bit interested in psychology, Comical Psychosomatic Medicine is a fun way to brush up on the basics. In this 5-minute anime, Dr. Ryu and his assistant Asuna explain psychological conditions ranging from seasonal affective disorder to paraphilias. While this might sound about as exciting as getting a root canal, the show expertly combines actual, well-researched information with humor that is surprisingly done in good taste. 6. Tsukisho. The reason that you should watch Tsukisho isn't that it's a high-quality show. If you go in expecting good animation or a story that makes sense, you'll be sorely disappointed. But if you watched Yu-Gi-Oh! And got frustrated that Yami Yugi and Yami Bakura didn't use their respective host bodies to make out with each other, this might be the show for you. If you want to watch the astral projection of a comatose boy go on a Ferris wheel date with his crush, this might be the show for you. If you want to watch a mad scientist do totally unethical scientific experiments on children and then burn his own son alive at the end of the series, this might be the show for you. Tsukisho is simultaneously the best and worst anime you've never heard of. To some, that makes it well worth watching. 5. Aoi Bungaku. Aoi Bungaku is the perfect series for anime enthusiasts who are also literature nerds. It features adaptations of 6 classics of Japanese literature, including Natsume Soseki's Kokoro, Osamu Dazai's No Longer Human, and Ryunosuke Akutagawa's Hell Screen. If you've read any of these stories, Aoi Bungaku is worth watching just to see them adapted for the screen. However, it's still a great show even if you're not familiar with the underlying literary tales. It's an insightful, nuanced anime that lets you into its characters' emotional lives. 4. Pale Cocoon. Pale Cocoon is set in a post-apocalyptic Earth, seen through the eyes of its protagonists, Yura and Riko. The two are involved in an archival excavation project that will help them piece together what life was like before they became detached from history. The characters exist in a claustrophobic world, utterly detached from nature. Their dilapidated surroundings are beautifully animated, and the ending ties up the story in a satisfying bow. As an OVA, it's short but it still manages to get its point across in the little time that it has. 3. Rainbow, Nishirokubo no Shishinen. Despite its quality, Rainbow, Nishirokubo no Shishinen didn't get nearly the following it deserved. It's a gritty, disturbing series focusing on a group of boys and their struggle to survive the abuse they experience in a juvenile detention center. Despite the harrowing premise, the series is ultimately hopeful, focusing on the deep bonds between the boys and their determination to help each other. This beautiful show is an absolute must-see for any anime fan. 2. Jousei. Jousei is a sci-fi anime that most people don't even know exists. 11-year-old twin brothers Thor and Rai Klein are sent to a distant planet after their parents are murdered. The planet Chimera is dominated by man-eating plants, so survival isn't exactly easy. To get off the planet, they must conquer the few humans living there. It's a cool sci-fi concept, but what makes the show really stand out is the characters. Every character has their own unique motivation and backstory, and their decisions make sense in light of who they are. 1. Seramp. Do you like Black Butler, but wish it had more vampires? Are you a fan of the 7 Deadly Sins motif, but you've already seen Fullmetal Alchemist 47 times? If you answered yes to any of these questions, the often overlooked Seramp might be right up your alley. The show focuses on Mahiru, a high school student who finds what he thinks is a stray cat. This stray cat actually turns out to be a powerful vampire who drags him into a dangerous supernatural conflict beyond anything he could have ever anticipated.